Hey Nathan, it's Monday, July 14th. Today is Bastille Day in France, and no, they're not celebrating the band Bastille. I mean, they're a pretty good band and everything, but I don't think they deserve a whole day dedicated to them. Anyway, it's kinda like France's 4th of July. They even call it the 14th of July. So to honor the French on their 225th anniversary of storming the Bastille, I thought I'd do a Misconception Monday on myths about the French. Okay, so first and foremost, the French are not cowards who suck at war. A lot of jokes have been made in the last century about France's fighting prowess, or lack thereof, and rather unjustly. For centuries, France has been one of the Western world's biggest powers, and whether or not you find that admirable, it's not really accurate to make fun of their wartime abilities. May I remind all Americans especially that there is no way in hell that we would have won our own revolution against the British without their help. And just to add, Ben Franklin learned a lot when he was in Paris, and that knowledge was used to help form our country. So basically, suck it, haters. Another stereotype I'd like to dispel is that French men are stinky and French women are hairy. They aren't, at least not any more than anyone else in the Western world. I can tell you, I've been there. From what I encountered, the men there are pretty stylish and smell good, or normal at least. And also I went to a water park while I was there, and I did not see one hairy female armpit. I think the idea stuck from around when it was more common everywhere for women to not shave their armpits. I don't know, but I'd venture to guess that it's just as common over there as it is here, or maybe even less. Also, there's this idea that the French are generally assholes, which I think I have an explanation for. Okay, so picture someone from a foreign country going to New York City and then forming their entire opinion of all Americans based on their experience there. People would think that we were rude, cold assholes too. I'm not saying everyone from NYC is a rude asshole, but I know not all the people there are warm, fuzzy, friendly people either. Basically, it's the big city mentality. Well, when people go to France, they mostly visit Paris, where people are generally more assholey to strangers. I'm just saying, don't judge a country by its most touristy cities. Okay, so one of the first images that people think of when they picture France is the Eiffel Tower. It seems like it's been their symbol forever, and purposefully too. Well, no and no. The Eiffel Tower was constructed in 1889 for the World's Fair, so it's only been around for 125 years. Also, it was supposed to be torn down after 20 years, but Paris kept it around for communication purposes. Over time, it became the de facto representation for France in all media. It's common to picture the French eating frog legs and snails all day, usually fried frog legs and snails in the shell. These foods are more commonly eaten over there than here, but they're more of a delicacy, not like an everyday food. And it's not like every French person loves them. And besides, we eat weird stuff here too, or at least we probably seem gross to some other people. Also, there's nothing wrong with broadening your view on food in different cultures. You never know, you might even like escargot. Next time you have the opportunity, why don't you just come out of your shell and suck it, haters. You know, cause you might suck the snail out of its shell. Actually, I think there's like a special fork you use for that. Whatever. Lastly, the beret isn't the epitome of Frenchy things. The Basque-style beret, which is the one typically associated with the French stereotype, comes from the Basque region, which are the mountains on the border of France and Spain. It's pretty much as cliche as an American in a cowboy hat. Actually, I feel like I've seen way more Americans wear cowboy hats seriously than I've seen French people wear berets, like, at all. So yeah, it's like way more cliche than a cowboy hat. Maybe like an American in a coonskin hat. I hope this episode has gotten rid of some common and annoying stereotypes about France and has enlightened you in general to their awesome culture. Do you have any myths about France that you would like to talk about? Join us in the comments, and Nathan, we'll see you on Wednesday. Bender, you would make the finest of hats.